Previously on Timberline Sambar Hunt 2020.
So, I want to go down and see if there's blood. Oh yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna go and see if there's blood. Drew up like 3 times.
Yeah.
Then those other 2 behind it came up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And then they kind of see me. And then I was just in here.
It knew something was there because it was looking up every so often.
No.
Yeah.
I drew up and then there were perfect trees in front of me the whole time. It just had to come out in front of the tree. And it did. And I rearranged it to 44. And I moved forward a bit and he moved forward a bit. And then bam, but I think I got it a little bit further back. So it might be in the gut. I don't know. I don't know anything right now. But yeah, 40 metres.
It was about 65 or something from where I was, and I didn't know whether it was going to come up the fence line. So I was sliding down on my ass.
It was going to go through the fence.
Yeah, it looked that
I was
way.
thinking that. Because I was going to wait.
It was down there on the fence line.
I was going to wait for you, but I thought if you were still there, I didn't know where you were.
I couldn't move.
I kind of figured that. I was looking
There's no
up.
point both of us moving.
I was looking up and then I'll show you where I was.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you.
And I put my arrow. Wait, can you still see it?
No, it went up behind the tree stand and then I lost it from there. So I kind of know where it went. So we're going to go look for blood, I guess.
Just give it some time, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're not too sure.
Yeah, we have to give it time.
I thought I heard a
crack.
A little crack. But then it just disappeared below the ridge line and then the other 2 were like, what's going on? And that's what made me think, oh shit, maybe
No, that was something else. Because they gone and then you heard that noise and it kind of looked back.
No, this is after the stag, the one that you hit, the one when it was on the fence line. After I heard the hit, or it might have been the thud or the crack or whatever, that's when I just saw it just took off down the hill.
But I want to go down and have a look. I was shaking. I was standing there and my foot's like, and I'm trying to draw, I can't breathe, and I'm like,
Very watery.
there's prints there. Very tacky.
It doesn't look like lung blood.
No.
It's our first bit of sign, as far as blood goes anyway.
There's more there.
We just don't want to push it.
I hope it's not on the other side. So, pretty gutted right now. Couldn't find the stag. I was comfortable with the shot. I don't know what happened. From what I can see, the footage back on the GoPro, like on the small screen, it looked like it was, just behind the right shoulder, and it looked like it was all right, But I don't know until I check out the big screen and see what it looks like. Well, we just spent the last 2.5 hours trying to find it. I took the shot just, I don't know if you can see it. Where are we? Just in the gully right here. No, not this one, next one, sorry, just over there. in that, and we followed the blood. Like it ran down across here, straight to the top of this hill, and we looked in the bush behind it, and we're going to keep looking up the top, but I don't know, I think we might not find it. Don't like to give up, but I'll spend a little bit longer looking for it. But yeah, I think that's defeated. I feel so cut right now. Anybody who shot and lost an animal like that, would know the feeling. It's just total devastation. Just makes you just want to put the bow down, not do it again, but I want to do that. Anyway, heading back to go get a trail cam that we've got just down the bottom where these trees are here. It's on a dam. Hopefully there's footage of that stag that I shot. If it's hanging around this area, hopefully there's some footage of it on that, but we'll see.
This is the only footage that was captured on the trail camera, a hind and a stag. Although this footage is dark and grainy, it's clear that this stag is much bigger than the one I took a shot at.
Anyway, I'm just a bit flat. Go back, might have a coffee, have some food, and then I'll come for a drive out here during the middle of the day, and maybe it's up there somewhere again, I don't know. Anyway, talk to you then.
The footage clearly shows my arrow in flight and heading towards the front right shoulder as intended, but at the last split second the stag drops and turns just before the arrow makes contact. It seems I'd fallen to the dreaded curse of jump the string. This would change the arrow's point of impact to slightly back and slightly high. Due to the lack of blood on the ground, it looks like the arrow may have hit no man's land or just made a flesh wound.
This is what we want. Now we just need some deer.
We're just back at the car road after a pretty non-eventful afternoon because the wind was all up the shit and we sort of struggled to find somewhere to go. We did a little experiment when we were coming back, as you can see outside. Well, you probably can't see outside because it's dark, but you could see a silhouette of a sambar down the bottom of the gully. We tried the Paul Bogues sambar caller and straight away it sprinted in, like from probably 200 metres away.
Oh, freaks, Mark. Yeah. Freaking excellent.
That's it.
You get a chance to get one, I suggest you do it.
Yeah, seriously, it was like 200 metres away,
Oh,
sprinted in to about 20 metres. But it was that dark, I mean, you wouldn't be able to shoot, you couldn't see anything at all, as far as through your peep sight or your pins properly and that. But yeah, just amazing. So yeah, highly recommend it. We just got to try and use it through the day.
Actually get something with it.
Yeah, that's it. Well guys, it's just after 5:30. We probably should have stayed in bed this morning because everything's against us. The full moon for one, it's warm as. I don't think it would have mattered if we were out here at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. We still can't shoot, it's not shooting light, but just too bright with the moon and the heat. Like, we only walked like 800 metres or something this morning from where we parked the car and already sweating it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wind is bad, the heat, just everything is against us.
I think a combination of the heat also, but the full moon, I reckon they've been out, they've had their feed and they're well and truly in the bush behind us.
Yeah, well and truly.
And they fix stuff before we even get here.
Yeah, that's it.
So what's the point of them, hanging around if they don't have to,
Yeah. I think yesterday morning we were just talking about, I think that was just a very rarity. Everything just, all the stars aligned for everything just fell into place because it was just almost too easy for sambar.
Yeah.
You very rarely get opportunities like that, but yeah.
Have a look around again for more sign for that stag from yesterday.
Yeah.
See if we can pick something up today as well, and we'll do the same tomorrow.
That's it.
We've got all day to do it, so
yeah,
when it gets too hot though, I think we're going to go down to the river and try and go for a fish maybe.
Yeah.
Straight up the top of this gully actually where we are at the moment is a rabbit warren straight up the back there. So I think we might, I don't know, walk up the gully, go to the rabbit warren and just for a bit of fun, just shoot,
something to do.
try and have a shot at something.
Yeah.
Just on the way back.
If we, whatever. Or we'll go back and have a snooze for an hour or two.
Well, that's it.
Alright, we'll talk to you soon.
So we did some glassing over there earlier to see if we can see anything on the face as the sun was coming out, but didn't really see anything either.
Very uneventful, unfortunately.
Might have seen a sambar just behind us on the other side of the paddocks over here on the way back. It was like right at the very end where the tree line starts. Could have been. It looks very much like it, it ran like it, and there's a hide that we built the other day is pretty much just over there as well. So I might go sit there tomorrow morning to try it. It's supposed to be 33 degrees today, but 6 degrees tomorrow morning with a high of like 19 or 16 or something. So
it was like 17 degrees when we started this morning.
Yeah.
It was like almost.
And I think if we just split up, it's less movement, less sound, everything.
We got double the chances.
Yeah. Anyways, alright, let's go back have some breakfast.
It's not meant to be easy.
Nah.
Righty, so we're just coming out for another arvo hunt. Weather has turned pretty sour. The cold change come through, and it was piss and rain earlier, which has made the ground nice and soft, nice and quiet for us. But in saying that, now there's the sun beating down on us.
Yeah.
So we rugged up with all our wet weather gear because it was fair bucketing down. But yeah, now it looks like we may not need it.
Yeah, it stopped raining.
I know. So yeah, we'll get up into these gullies just up behind us here, and yeah, sit here till sort of dark, till we can't see anymore, and see what happens.
Actually, last night we were over on that hill, like near the top of the ridge over there, and there was a sambar deer that we could make out a little bit further over there, feeding at night. We couldn't obviously define it too well, but you could definitely see it was a sambar hind feeding. So I used the flex mark call, and as soon as I made the first call, it just come charging in from over there, over this hill, down that gully, and then straight up to about 20 meters in front of us. It's unbelievable. So this thing did work last night. Probably, you know, as Paul Bogue says, it's not the silver bullet, but it might just, you know, get an animal in close. So with any luck, we get a chance to try it today. If I see something not coming down or anything like that, we can give it a call and just see. Who knows? But yeah, it definitely worked for us. The afternoon was rather uneventful. The only thing that we did see was a fox at about 40 metres resting on a log. I managed to call the fox into about 20 metres, but due to the thick bush, I couldn't get a clear shot.
Well, this is the last day of our hunt, last morning. Very uneventful, unfortunately. We got out into the bush about 4:30, but full moon as per normal, and I think that's what has stuffed us. The full moon is it's just like a big spotlight shining down. Don't even need your headlight walking into the bush. It's just ridiculous. So I mean, even when I was walking in, I'm on this side of the valley. Jamie was 600 or 700 metres over that way. But there's already kookaburras and birds making noises at 4:30 in the morning. It's not normal. Where I've been here in the past, and 4:30 is pitch black. So yeah, it's just whether it's the time of the year that we're here. It's just the moon cycles. Yeah, it definitely has stuffed it up for us. So yeah, the other day I think we were very, very lucky and fortunate to even have seen those deer that morning, and for Jamie to get that shot off. But it is what it is. We still got to try and make the most of it as best we can. We're going to. It's only probably 6 o'clock at the moment, but we'll venture back, back to the car, back to camp. Have a little bit of a bite to eat, and then we're going to head out and try and see if we can sniff out Jamie's stag that he shot and that we lost. So fingers crossed we're able to find that. And I guess we'll keep you posted. Fingers crossed.
Well, that's it for this morning's hunt. Going to head back to the car. It's not quite 7, so by the time I get there it'll be about 7 anyway, but it's pointless hanging around here. Going to go back and make a plan about looking for the stag. We've got a bit of an idea. We're going to be searching the hills. I can't see it. The second big green hill on the other side of that, which is where we got to the other day, but in a thicker bush, a few hotter days, a couple of hotter days since then, so I'm hoping that we might be able to pick something up with the smell of it, if it's kind of a bit rank. But yeah, these sambar deer, I tell you, one of the hardest things to hunt ever. Just when you think you know something about, I might be able to pattern them or something like that, or you know a little bit about them. The knowledge that you do know is you should cut it in half and then divide it by 2, because they are just one sneaky animal. Very, very hard. Alright. Well, still haven't found the stag. I don't even know what time it is. It's 11 o'clock now. And yeah, there's a few other places we've got to check still. But I did have hope that I was going to find it somewhere in one of these gullies, but really when you think about it, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But you gotta try, don't you? But yeah, every step you take, the more you realise that it's probably impossible to find it, which is pretty gut-wrenching. The last 3 days have been a bit of a roller coaster of emotions. But anyways, we've got to keep on pushing.
So we've been searching through this bushland behind me for about 4 hours or so, in and out of gullies and so forth. Still haven't found anything. So where Jamie shot it, shot it about here. It ran through up here and up to, basically that's the last spot of blood up where the car is up there, and then dropped in over the gully just over the ridge here, but has possibly dropped in behind us into all this scrub here, which is extremely thick. So go back and find Jamie and see what he wants to do.
Well, back at the car from walking all the way down the bottom of that hill, nearly to the Mitta River, and back up again. Searched all of these gullies, zigzagged, switched back everything, couldn't see it. Couldn't smell it, couldn't find the arrow. So I don't know, maybe the shot went to no man's land and it's didn't die. Who knows? We'll know when we look. We won't know, but we'll have a better idea when we look at the big screen footage. But I think that's it. We have to call it just after lunch now. What, 1 o'clock or something? Yep. Nearly 1. And it's hot as anything. So I don't think we're going to come out again this afternoon and have a look. It's just going to get hotter. We got one last hunt this afternoon to try and do something with, and then that's it. That's all done and dusted. So that's it.
Shattered.
Alright, so here's the plan. It's about 6 o'clock now. We've just come up from the property owners' grazing paddocks, and there's a gully just to my left over here. And there's a game trail running out of it that runs into the paddock. So with any luck, they come out. Walk past here, the game trail's like 20 metres away, and we've already spooked a hind on the way in. She didn't honk, she just ran. So she probably didn't know what we were. So yeah, that's it. Scott's gone further up the hill, probably about 200 metres to a tree stand. And there's a wallow there as well, so with any luck you might see something there. So that's the plan. Hope it works. Just heard a deer honk 4 times. Came from that direction where Scott is. I'd say he'd been busted.
I don't know whether I caught that on camera, but I spotted. Oh, there it is up there. It's actually. Hang on, let's
2 more honks. 3. 4. 5. Hey Jess, that's 19 more times. Make that 20. It's coming from this way. Just echoes through the whole valley. We're right on last light. The camera doesn't show it looks brighter than it actually is, but we've probably got another 10-15 minutes of light left, enough to see through the peep sight, and then that's it.
Okay, so after all that schmozzle, I saw a hind, a young hind, down in the gully, just down over there. Just moved through, so I was getting ready for that, and I lost sight of it. Then all of a sudden, I don't know whether it even caught on camera, about 30 metres, a bit over 30 metres away, just up there, at that big dark tree. That was the first honk, a big hind, and she obviously knew something was up the shit. Tried using the Sambar call, and it sort of got her attention a little bit more, so it settled her down, but she wasn't happy, so she honked a couple of times and then took off. So then I thought, and then she actually ran down through the scrub, and I saw her walking up the other side of the gully, about, I don't know, 90 metres away. So I thought I'd try again, try the call again. As I was calling, crunches just out over there started to happen, and all of a sudden, that hind that hopefully you saw honk at me, she come charging down. Obviously it was working, but then the call for some reason it stopped working. I don't know what happened to it, but I was blowing and it wasn't actually working. Fuck it. So now all of a sudden it starts working again. But she was very attracted to it. And she started walking in and it was like, she was only 20 metres away, but stopped behind that tree. And I had no opportunity at all. It was just way too thick. I saw her tail end and I could see and hear, and that was about it. So you can probably still hear her being honking. It's game over. This is the last afternoon of the hunt. We've had a few close calls. We've seen a lot of animals, but I think that's all she wrote. You can still hear it honking up in the distance. I don't think she's coming back down. So I think that's all over. No point probably waiting around till dark. So I will try and find Jamie. No doubt he's heard the honks and wondering what the hell's going on. And we'll get back to camp and have some tea.
Well, that was interesting.
Holy shit, bro.
What happened?
It was all happening.
What do you mean?
I got like 9 or 10 minutes of GoPro footage of them honking at me and shit, I think.
How far away?
The first one that honked was 30 metres. She just snuck in behind me and I didn't see her.
Yeah.
because I was looking at another younger one, a smaller one that was in the gully coming through, and then they took off, and then I was like, I tried the whistle or the call.
Yeah, I thought that.
So I was like blowing the call, and it sort of pulled her up a little bit, and she's like just looking, sort of curious, but knew that something was wrong.
Yeah.
So and then she just took off after another honk. I was like, oh bugger it, and then like 30 seconds later, I see her sort of walking just up the side of the hill. So I was like, oh, bugger it, I'll try and call again. So I kept calling, and she took off. But then all of a sudden, you hear these crunches, and there's one come barreling down the side of the hill.
So a different one.
Yeah, different one. There was like 3.
Oh.
Yeah, a different, like they're all spread out though.
Yeah, yeah.
Different one come barreling down, and she's like pulled up, and then all of a sudden, honk. I'm like, oh crap. And she was like facing front on it, like maybe 50 meters or something.
Yeah.
And I was like just frozen. And like it was it was way too thick. She was in the bottom of the gully. I was sort of
So
set
you,
up a bit
you
higher.
like you're in a hide?
No, there's not hide. I just sort of
You just-
plonked myself just next to this little blue gum tree,
Oh, okay.
like little shrub. Seriously.
That's
So I
good.
was like, oh, try and blow again. And I was blowing through the buff,
Yeah.
and it was working for a fair while, and then it stopped working when she was like greasing me out at 50 or 40 or something like that. I couldn't get it to work. And I'm like, what the shit? And I was blowing through it, and it wouldn't work. So I was like, oh fuck. And then she just was like, huh. And then started feeding and come up and was sort of focused on that area, that on me.
Yeah.
And then stopped 20 meters broadside, but she was behind this big friggin' tree. I could see her ass, like her tail at one end,
Yeah.
and just like this, because she was behind these bushes as well,
Yeah.
just like an ear and half a head.
Oh, right.
It's like-
Covering the
So I'm
vitals.
like sitting there, because as soon as I saw her walking up, I was like ready to draw,
Yeah.
and then I was still trying to blow this, and it was just like, it's like, what the shit? It's working now. I thought maybe the reed had broken in it, but it's working.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I couldn't get it to work before.
Maybe you had too much like spit on the buff.
It might have
Or
been.
stopping air
Yeah,
going
it
through.
wasn't,
That's what
yeah.
it would be.
It wasn't working.
Oh damn!
Man, so
I recorded some of the
the honking.
the hogs.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was counting them.
You'll have to add it. Oh, she went off. That was the last one. She was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, because I was like, I counted 20.
oh, really?
Yeah. And then well, guys, if you made it this far, then you've watched the video, and for that we really appreciate it. And you'll see that we've had some really good encounters there, and
Hopefully some good footage that you enjoyed.
yeah, you would have seen how I lost the nice stag, which I'm still emotional about. But I guess that's hunting, you know.
That's it. If you haven't already done so, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, helps us out. And yeah, anyone that's interested in doing a sambar hunt up this way with the bow, get in contact with Timberline Self-Guided Bow Hunts. We'll put his contact details up at the end of the video and in the description down below. Get in contact with Russ, and yeah, if it's sambar that you're after, it's certainly worth a look.
Definitely the place to be. It's got everything.
A lot of animals.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
until next
hopefully,
time,
hopefully next time we can do it again.
that's it. Thanks guys.
Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.